Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Fine. I'm a third-year school counseling student at DePaul, and my Closing the Gap project is on mentorship. So I chose mentorship because Disney 2 Magnet Elementary School has seen a pretty big increase in overall third grade referrals to the counseling office and main office in terms of social and emotional concerns and discipline. As well, the third grade team has cited a lack of focus, motivation, and inability to turn work in after multiple interventions, both tier 1 and tier 2. The biggest piece of data that stood out to me was a 42% increase overall from last school year to this school year in third grade students receiving at least one D or F in a core area class. Disney 2 also has a pretty rigorous curriculum and pretty strong leaders in the upper grades. And therefore, we wanted to make sure that our third graders were getting really good attention and an increased chance of becoming leaders themselves. So the goals of mentorship, similar to what I said before, were to continue to cultivate strong leaders in our student body, to teach young male students of color invaluable skills for the future, both in terms of the school building and outside of the school building. The idea of the intervention was also for young male students of color to be paired with another student of color who looked like them, had similar experiences to them, both inside and outside of the classroom, and could motivate them. So our target population, like I said, was for 5 third grade students to receive mentorship from 5 fifth grade students. Both sets of students were males of color, and our third grade students were receiving one or more D or F and were recommended by their classroom teachers, intervention specialists, or the principal for behavioral concerns. The plan for intervention was to formulate a mini mentorship program that met twice weekly. The mentors would hold younger students accountable for completion of coursework, aid them in overall skills in terms of management and regulation, and for the program to focus on one particular theme per week and run for 9 weeks. The sessions were going to include whole group check-ins and icebreakers, and then allow for pairs to meet one-on-one to focus on tutoring. The psychoeducation paired with the tutoring and the management skills I thought would yield the best results. Progress is going to be tracked through a cohort on dashboard, which is CPS's data platform, and pre-tests and post-tests would be given to both sets of students in order to assess mindsets and behaviors, which I will get to in a few slides. So these are just examples of our sessions, ranging anywhere from introduction and goals to strengths and skills, organization, staying on track, locker clean out, motivation, inspiration, what their superpowers were, assessing their skills, what academic areas are they strong in, what are they weaker in, where can we specifically help. So our method of evaluation, so like I said, again, 5 third grade male students of color with 1 D or F were going to participate. And we were hoping that students would be able to identify ways in which they could manage their classwork and stress levels in an effective way, as well as utilize those when they're overwhelmed during the school day. Like I said before, the data was going to be collected through pre and post tests. Our hope was that 80%, so 4 out of 5 of our third grade students, would increase each of their Ds and Fs by at least 1 letter grade, bringing all of their grades to passing, which in third grade in Chicago Public Schools, this is considered a benchmark year, meaning that academic success is crucial in order to be promoted onto 4th grade. In terms of results, so had I been able to successfully implement the intervention in person, our hope would have been that 100% of third graders could have identified and indicated via pre-test and post-test that they do have academic strengths, they know where they need help, and they do know how to self-regulate and cope, which is super important, as we know, for our students. I was also hoping to see some increased self-advocacy, as well as our 5th graders showing an increase in connection to the school community. As well, we were hoping that 4 out of 5 of our students would have increased each D and F by 1 letter grade. Teachers, support staff, families, and administration would have also indicated a decrease in necessary referrals for students involved in the intervention. So recommendations for further implementation. Obviously, ideally, I would have loved to have been able to implement this intervention in person, but also I would have liked to include more students in the mentorship program, train more mentors in order to have more of an impact on different grade levels, maybe include more incentives. I'm really big on getting our students outside, and bring in community members or school members to add a different perspective, maybe more of a boys and girls club, something like that. Here's my brief bibliography. And I want to thank DePaul University and Disney 2 Magnet Elementary School for all of the incredible work that they've done and helped all of us in terms of getting these projects off the ground and running. So thank you, and thank you for a great 3 years.